Hey guys, it's Roscoe, and on the Space Coach today we're going to take a look at what the official guide to Solo has to say about coaxium, which forms the basis of some of the plots. So here we see the spread it has in the official guide. I have to say, I do think that this fuel subplot worked much better than the fuel subplot in The Last Jedi did. Right, so there's several stages to coaxium mining and refining, and they are discovery, mining, refinement, control, and distribution. But coaxium itself is a form of hypermatter, a precious substance that bridges the dimensions of real space and hyperspace. It is an essential fuel for light speed travel. A thin coating of coaxium lines a ship's hyperdrive reaction chambers, and when energized allows for transit into the dimension of hyperspace. Now, old and new discoveries. Refined coaxium is a far cry from the natural form of the substance. Ancient spacefarers discovered coaxium in the organs of purrgil, huge space-travelling creatures. That's the space whales that we see in Rebels. The purrgil inhale space gases containing traces of the gas Clauson-36, which then metabolize into a hypermatter fuel. This enables them to jump into hyperspace, and it's very impressive when you see the purrgil jumping into hyperspace. But there's only one way they would have discovered coaxium in the organs of them, and that's if they'd killed some of them. Humans, no doubt. So, the discovery. Using their knowledge of Clauson-36 gas and purrgil, early explorers were able to work out the kind of conditions that would create natural deposits of coaxium and where to find them. For mining. Worlds located near turbulent areas of space often have natural veins of coaxium ore thanks to the local stellar stresses. An example is Kessel, adjacent to the Moore facility anomaly. Refinement. Unrefined coaxium is very volatile and must be kept as stable as possible. There are limited coaxium refineries because they require staff with specific technical knowledge. Now on control. Refined coaxium is more stable, but it is still shipped under special conditions to prevent theft. The Empire aims to control as many sources of coaxium as possible, and everything else as well. Distribution. The Empire uses specialised cargo containers to move large loads of coaxium, but even in such cases it limits the amount kept within the hold, a single hold. The Empire uses the fuel across the galaxy to power its growing fleet. And here we see the coaxium container here. Now this is, I think, from the beginning of the movie. That's grade A refined coaxium worth at least 700 credits. So, unstable idea. Reckless Han takes a big risk when he tries to transport unrefined and highly unstable coaxium. Transportation of coaxium requires special equipment to prevent the material from being catastrophically jolted. A coaxium explosion is spectacularly violent, tearing at the dimensional barriers that divide the sublight world and hyperspace. And you did get that sense of that when it explodes on Vandor and takes out half the mountain. Yeah. So these are the core racks that can be removed separately here. This is a tamper-proof screen showing basically the state and condition of the coaxium. And the core tubes that it's held in, that you saw in the rack, are made of unreactive metal alloys and glass, and it is a reinforced carbonite storage case. Now, I quite like this fuel plot. What I did really like was where that drop of coaxium gets ignited in the Falcon's engine, and that reaction that happens, that was visually very well done. And what I realised thinking about it afterwards is how similar that little sequence of the engine ignition is to when Lando destroys the reactor in the second Death Star. It was very similar. The Falcon's reaction chamber was just like that one. So yes, that was a nice little homage as well, and how it pulls back with all the flames, just like they did in the Return of the Jedi. It was also a little bit fast and furious as well, which I quite liked. So yes, thoroughly enjoyed that little bit when they finally ignite the coaxium, and interesting to see what they say about it now that fuel is an important element in the Star Wars universe, whereas before it was never even mentioned. But like I said, I thought this fuel subplot worked out quite well. It was coherent throughout, and yes, dangerous substance, definitely. That was quite an explosion on Vandor. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for a current topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.